You want ketchup or mustard on yours?
Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hula hoops are among the highlights at this block party.
We are having a grand time.
The Historic Hospital District Neighborhood Association holds these events to give people a chance to get to know each other.
It's just a great time to come out on a beautiful Irving Saturday afternoon.
Beautiful not only because of the weather, but also because there are no mosquitoes. People here know they can get bad over the summer.
We have always had mosquito problems.
I'm afraid to get bit.
Okay, one more time.
Just like these kids beating piñatas, the adults try anything to beat mosquitoes, and they have about as much success.
Whoa, wait a minute.
The little device that you wear on your wrist that has the high frequency, that hasn't worked too well.
I have one of those little deals you put on your belt that blows dust.
I've tried the personal fan, that hasn't worked too well.
A friend of mine told me I had to wear camo.
I've planted sage in the yard, that hasn't worked too well.
Lacking the knockout punch they are looking for, they are no doubt happy to see the city taking action. So Walter, this is kind of the mosquito headquarters here?
Absolutely, this is our vector control room.
Inside are all of the things the city uses to control mosquitoes.
This is the stuff we use to spray.
And it could all get used this summer.
Now that we're somewhat out of the drought conditions, we've seen a rise in our mosquito counts.
While there is a good supply here, crews only spray under certain conditions.
If we catch 100 or more in the trap, we will spray about a 1 mile radius around that site.
Those traps are located throughout the city. They are put out one night each week.
There's a little fan in here, it sucks them up. And once they're in there, they can't get out.
A day later, vector control technician Thomas Dickens checks out what the traps collected.
What we do is suck them out, this little fan here.
The mosquitoes are collected alive and put into a jar.
And then also to see if it has any vector-borne diseases, such as malaria or West Nile.
If results are positive, that's another reason the city would start spraying. But spraying is not the only strategy. Over at the warehouse, we saw the granules the city spreads after storms.
What's special about this is, again, it's very organic. It can be put in any standing water. It can be put in a lake. It can be put in a pond. This particular stuff right here does not touch anything but mosquito larvae. So the idea is let's get them before they get wings.
But there are a lot of things people can do in their own yards. Most are pretty simple.
Sometimes we just recommend people put a box fan on their porch. Little mosquitoes can't fly against the wind.
Also, remember the 4 Ds. Dusk and dawn are the times to stay indoors because mosquitoes are most active. Dress in long sleeves and pants. Look for the ingredient DEET in repellents.
The real thing for residents is the last one, which is to drain. They don't realize that if they go and they have a bird bath, or if they have a potted plant that has sitting water in there, that sitting water is a perfect breeding ground with all that organic material in there for mosquitoes to want to breed.
Come on, guys!
Back in the hospital district, the block party rolls on. Neighbors know the same features that make their homes attractive will also draw mosquitoes this summer.
I live in an area that has a lot of trees, a lot of ground cover.
So they will be wary of the pests that are only expected to get worse.
Always, I always watch out for them.